I don't like all the Schlage electronic deadbolts. I only like a couple of them. So this one I like. It's the Schlage Sense. You saw earlier I had the BE 365. So the BE 365, good. It's a workhorse, plain Jane, but it's limited on how many codes it has and the functionality. I really like this one. So we're going to unbox this today. We're going to install it. We're going to play with the batteries, replace them, and we'll get into some basics on it. The one reason I like this is it automatically locks. So I can set it to not lock, or I can set it up to 4 minutes when it will lock automatically. And this is fantastic, especially if you have kids or you forget. You always know it's going to lock. Now, the reason I like this is it can go off your Android phone or your iPhone, and you can use the app. And it's really easy to use the app to add users, temporary users, and it's Bluetooth. So it goes, you could use your phone to open it if you're close by. If you want to upgrade it, you can buy the Wi-Fi module. These are hard to find, which is really stupid. At the time, this is the only way you could hook it up to your internet. We'll talk about all the other options. There's a lot of options in these, and there's different models. So there's Z-Wave, there's one that goes into Apple Home, HomeKit, or Apple Care, or whatever it is. So it's very functional. It's got Bluetooth built in. And if you want to go hook it up to your internet, you have a Wi-Fi adapter. Now these have to be kind of close to it, and it can do 2 adapters, 2 Schlage Senses per adapter. There is a better option actually now, and we'll have a video on that coming up, is the Schlage Encode. And it's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built right into the product. So it's more money, but it's all built in, so you don't have to worry about one of these. I really like the Schlage Sense. It's got more bells and whistles than the BE 365, which is a workhorse, very solid. And this thing's just got more bells and whistles. I love it just for the one function that it locks automatically. So, and it comes in different colors and whatnot. So this is the Schlage Sense. Let's go for it. Let's see what we got here. I just went to one of the big box stores and bought it. If they're on sale, sometimes it's better price than I can get it off my suppliers. So it's kind of... Let's come back to that. So we got the box. What do we got inside? So inside, there's the housing, the outside, and we have the inside's quite large, and instructions. In the past, I found the instructions to be really good. So we have, oh, batteries, quick set, Wiser, take note. And we got batteries included. You only get 1 key now. They just give you 1 key. I guess you shouldn't be using. So it's the popular SC1 key. It's a 5-pin. And that's, well, we could upgrade this one. So it'll be kind of interesting for down the road. We'll talk about that later. So it's got the bolt is from the edge of the door to the center of the hole. You got 3 sizes. The 2 most popular is 2 3/8. Switch it around, it's 2 3/4. You get the 5-inch back sets, and as far as I know, they don't come for the 5-inch back sets. Mostly that's the older doors or some custom architectural doors. So we have 2 3/8, just a simple twist. Mickey Mouse ears up, and it even says top, so you can't mess around. So the biggest, we get a lot of calls at night where people just buy the lock and can't get it working. They say, oh, the back, it just won't fit. And basically we go like this and then install it, you know. It's a nice kit. This is really good. It's 3-inch back set with a little bit of a hardened strike. So this is in the frame of the door. So this is really good. You can use 3-inch screws in the frame of the door, so it makes it really hard to kick it in. I prefer to upgrade with other stuff, but this is really good. It's got batteries, only 1 key, that's a pain, and screws and the bolt, and we can go drive-in bolt. This is the rounded mortise for the deadbolts, the square, or the drive-in. So that's all easy to do. Now, the other thing I like about this, it takes a little, it's not much work. Sometimes put a better cylinder in there. I can go one of the high security, like put a Primus in there. Schlage sort of discourages you by design. Schlage kind of, their design kind of discourages it a little bit, but we just do a slight modification. We'll do another video on that later. So I like to put a little bit better lock in there. You know I'm paranoid, so I don't want anybody picking it. So you could say that's a disadvantage. I think it's an advantage. So I like a key override in case something breaks or the batteries go dead. There is no external power, so you can't hook up power to the outside if your batteries go dead. So you have to use the key. If you're locked out because the batteries are dead, you have to use the key. So that's one disadvantage or an advantage, depends how you want to look at it. I like a key override. And some of the new locks are coming out with no key override at all. We'll show you the problems we're having with those. It's almost like we have to destroy the lock to get in. But that's another series, another video. It takes, as you can see, 4 AA batteries. I find they last. Jesus, the housing's quite well built. Heavy, heavy duty. It's not, that's real metal. That's metal on there, so that's good. 2 3/4, got top or Mickey Mouse ears up. Let's install the wood screws. We don't have to crank these down. I find sometimes we just go out, people have just cranked these like crazy and the bolt has a hard time coming out. We have to have the communication between the outside and the inside. This goes under. What's really a good feature is that is an ice pick protector. So that's nice. Nice, lots of room here to feed through. Don't crimp the wires, that's always a problem. I know I shouldn't have to say that, but we do. Just make sure everything looks pretty. Line it up. A little bit of wiggle room on there. You have your programming code and your A user and B user. So right from the factory, you have a programming code as well as 2 user codes. Now you can, we can eliminate these. If you're worried about, oh, somebody's got your programming code, we can eliminate these. It doesn't matter. But if you're coming out onto one of these and you want to program it quickly, just grab the programming code and I'll let you do everything. You can eliminate this if for some reason you can't program in or do stuff. There's also a way of resetting this right back to factory. So this is into the firmware. So the programming code, the A user and B user are in the firmware. We can change that. So if you're worried about security, we can, after we get it installed, we can just change it. Nobody knows what you're... Okay, it's easier to get it in when you don't have to worry about the camera. But it just slips in there. Kind of weird it comes from the bottom, but it's got a little channel to put this, to put the wire in to keep it out of the way. I guess you have 2 screws. So one goes down here. Again, machine screws. The short one, let's just get it started a bit. This is a short little one goes at the top. Longer one at the bottom. Okay, just a quick test. So we know the bolt is all lined up. Gonna put the key in. Key comes out. This is the important part. Can you lock it and take the key out? Can you unlock it and take the key out? Then we know everything's mechanically good on here. We're gonna replace the batteries. It's quite simple. It's just like a 9-volt hookup, but it's not. It takes 4 AA batteries, so double A batteries, just takes 4. You know, I find it depends upon the use. I find I get a good year out of them, even in the cold weather. Some people complain, you know, oh, cold weather, blah, 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 but I find them pretty good. Oops. So then put your cartridge in with your batteries. And we hook up the battery. It's just this little plastic cover. And I I think to start, let's see what happens. The instructions are excellent with the Schlage. We have an installation guide and a user guide. So it's excellent. And on the little sticker here is again, it's inside the inside of the housing, but we have the programming code and the A user and B user. So this is right from the factory. We get an A user and B user. So the A user is 1020. Let's just try it. 1020. Unlocked. So pretty simple. There's a couple ways of doing it. Is to lock it. I'm going to go away. Just lock it. We can change that in the programming. Now sometimes in the night I just come up and I just hit that so it lights it up. It's quite nice. It lights up. And we got 1020 user codes. So right off the box, right off the bat, out of the box, installs nicely and it works. And the biggest problem people have is if for some reason, if you follow this very simple installation, it works. The next what we'll do is we'll hook up we'll download the app and we'll show you how easy the app is to use. But it's very, very simple. You can add user codes, change your user codes, do everything. The app is fantastic. And what I love the most about this is I set it for 4 minutes. That's the max time, but it will lock automatically. So I don't have to worry about it. And the app is really interesting too. It's a free app. You don't have to pay for it. And you can check your door in the house with your Bluetooth range. You can see if your door is locked or unlocked. The other interesting thing is if you hook it up to the Wi-Fi, they just call it Connect to Wi-Fi. It's extra. It doesn't come included in the box. And they're a little bit hard to get. I have to go online and get mine. And we'll go into that. But this has to be fairly close to the unit. And in theory, this does too. I'm having some problems with one of my doors. I have 2 doors and the one's kind of far and it doesn't seem to connect well. So I may have to hook up the second Wi-Fi adapter. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But out of the box, this works off an app. Some of these versions come in Z-Wave, so if you have some home automation, use Z-Wave. Again, right out of the box, it'll hook into your Apple HomeCare, and with this, it'll go into Alexa and the Google as well. So that's pretty good. Just overall, it's one of my favorite electric deadbolts. I love it. It's got the key override. It's got takes AA batteries. They last a long time. It's sturdy. It holds up well and is expandable. Next one, we'll do a few more videos on this, how to use it. Again, a very, very good, and it's metal. It's not, it's solid. We've had really good luck with these, very few failures in the field. The customers love them. I love them. Love it so much I put it on my house. Some of my videos you see are just my house where I've got these, but I've upgraded the cylinders. Great lock. Changing the batteries on the Schlage Sense, and the encode is similar, just from the back. Just slides off. Take off the cover, unhook the battery cable, and it just comes out, and it's just a little cartridge. So it's easy to see where the top is. You've heard me say this before, always replace it with Duracell or, one of the quality batteries. Lithium is not good to replace your batteries with, because with alkaline batteries, you get the warning beeps, just like your smoke detector. It warns you like crazy. So you replace it with good quality alkaline batteries. Don't use, the factory says don't use rechargeable. I'm going to put some rechargeables in and see what happens. So I'm going to do a video on that, let you know about that. Just put in good quality batteries. One of the biggest problems that we have with customers is they're putting in rotten batteries and they complain it doesn't work. We come there, brand new batteries. And, we buy them in Walmart or Costco because they're inexpensive and they're fresh. They sell so many batteries. You're getting good quality batteries right off the bat. So again, very, very simple. Goes in. Easy to do, and you usually don't lose your programming because it's good quality, and just snaps back on. And let's just test it. Wait a sec. like that. It was flashing red because I put one battery in upside down, so that was kind of funny. I put a battery in wrong. It flashed red at me, so I did that wrong. So make sure you put the batteries in correctly. Let's hook it back up. And let's give it a try. There we go. So, good lock. It tells me I made a mistake. 1020. Always test it. So that's how you replace the batteries on the lock. Even though it's electronic, every now and then you want to make sure you have a key. A lot of customers lose their keys. Unfortunately, from the factory, it only comes with one key. It's a bit of a pain. But cut extra keys for your customers. So if you have to rekey it, it's pretty simple basically. Take off, disconnect your battery pack, take it out, undo, disconnect your power. These are the two screws holding the front of the deadbolt on there. You always got to make sure you don't rip out the wires. They're pretty durable, but, oops. And you just remove the lock. So what we're going to do is, all we have to do, here's our cylinder in there. All we have to do is remove that little screw there, and then the cylinder will come out. Oh my goodness. There we go. And see, the plug just comes out. So we just, there's lots of videos on how to rekey it, but there's the little retainer pin. Just got to take that out, push that down, remove the end cap, and we can rekey this. Again, lots and lots of videos on how to rekey this. So once you've rekeyed it, very simple, put it back into the cylinder for this, and we just snug it in. There we go. And now normally, as you know, I usually say have the bolt out. Electronic locks are a little bit different. So, and the tailpiece only goes in one way on this one, this Schlage Sense. Fit it in quite nicely. Make sure the cord is underneath the bolt. Make sure your cable goes under. And it goes into there. This holds the... And just start these by finger tight to start. Sure you haven't cross-threaded them. Before you tighten them down real good, just make sure we're square. Make sure that's good. And as always, rehook the, there's a little tab to the side, hook up the power cord, and we put her in. Now what I do, just real quick, just test it. Long screw down here. This little top one. This is a bit of a pain. Little sheet metal screw. Hook up the battery again. This clips in. And let's test it with the key. Now make sure your key will come out. I locked it, key comes out. Unlock it, key comes out. Then we know everything's timed perfectly. Final check. And the customer punch in the code. Now one little thing you got to watch. This top hole here. That's has to be open. It's a sensor or sound. I think it's so the top hole has to be open. Do not put a screw in there. The only two screws to hold it in are the screw there and the screw there, and then we have the two down here to hold the outside onto the door, onto the lock. So do not put anything there. And I can't say enough of this. I love the automatic locking feature. That just, I can sleep peacefully, or when I walk in the door, I don't have to worry about it's locked. So I love it. And also another feature that I love about this is if somebody starts banging on the outside of the door, it's got a built-in alarm. So the alarm goes off and it squeals like crazy. Also, your app can get a notice too that somebody's beating on your door. So it's got, if somebody tries to bust in, beat on it, it's got an audible alarm, and you can also, on the home automation system, you can do a lot of extras on the back. It's the two favorite deadbolts is the BE, the 365, because it's simple, easy to use. If you want a few more bells and whistles, this is the next one to get. It's expandable. It's got the Bluetooth built in. You can buy different versions for Z-Wave, and also you can get the Wi-Fi adapter that you plug in to a outlet, and then you can hook it into the Wi-Fi. There's one above this, and we'll do a video on that. It's the Encode series, and it has built-in Wi-Fi and built-in Bluetooth. It's got everything all in one. It's very similar to this, and I'll stay tuned for that video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Also, visit my website, and you can see what online locksmith training I have for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, as well as my covert methods of entry and my non-destructive methods of entry.